Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay? I'm starting out with that question because I've had some problems with my sound lately. So the first thing I have for you tonight is, are we on? Can you hear me okay? Hello, everyone. Who is here tonight? We have Katrina and Susie. Hi. Hey, Tanya. Hi, Nairi. Margaret's here. Got a good crowd. Hello. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to be able to say everyone by name, but I will. If you have any questions for me as I go through, if I see the questions in the comments, I will respond. And I notice what some people do is if I miss a question and I don't respond, they then type the person's questions in capital letters to make sure I see it, which is kind of like yelling at me, but fair enough, really. How are we all? Have you had a good week? Hello. You can hear me? Fantastic. Good to know. All right. So it's sketch night. Yet again, it's Saturday night. It's not Saturday night, it's Friday night. And today I spent a large part of the day I finished out all the craft along supply packs for next Thursday. So this month's craft along is next Thursday at 2 p.m. Sydney time. And we are going to be playing around with the Brush with Beauty suite, or that particular bundle of stamps, dies, and there's also some gems in there. I'm just trying to think what else is in there. The Brush with Beauty paper, which is just beautiful, and actually they turned out really nice. I'm really happy with this month's project. Some months I'm happier than others. I guess that's normal, right? But I really like this one. So I'm looking forward to sharing it all with you next Thursday. And if you're wondering, how do I get one of those supply packs? If you order with me in any month, then the following month, you get the supply pack to make the craft along card. You do need to be in Australia for this to work because obviously I can only mail out to the Australian market. But if you have purchased with me in the previous month, you get the following month's supply pack for that tutorial. So that's how it works. I've been doing these now for several years, and I've enjoyed doing them very much. Hey, Marilyn, nice to see you. Ah, oh, that's nice. Yes, Leslie would have loved that. That would have been fantastic. I had the pleasure, the honor of spending a bit of time with Leslie on Wednesday. She came to one of my classes in the Hunter Valley. She's been a couple of times now, so that's been really lovely to have her there. Hey, Ellen, nice to see you. Hi. Hope everyone is well. And Denise is here too. Oh my goodness, everyone's here. Hey, Saul Vega. So before I forget to tell you guys, did everyone hear that we have a Black Friday sale next week? So Stampin' Up! Has announced the Black Friday sale, and they have told us a rough idea of what's going to be with it, going to be in it, even though we don't have the exact specific details of exactly which things. We know there's going to be 40% off blends, 40% off. I'm trying to think of all the things. I probably should look it up and actually read it to you. Ink bundles, and I'm not sure which ink bundles or if it's all of them. I don't know. This is something we're going to have to wait to see, but that's kind of exciting. Let me have a quick look. Black Friday sale. There it is. 40% off paper trimmer and blades. That's exciting. If you don't have one of our paper trimmers, our trimmer is a great trimmer. I've had a lot of trimmers over the years. I think I've tried nearly all of them, and that's before Stampin' Up! As well. And I really love our current Stampin' Up! Trimmer. I think it's a really good one. Yes, it does have both metric and imperial, and it's a nice trimmer to use. Then we have 25% off selected adhesives. We don't know which ones, and 15% off selected cardstock. So that's what's going to be in the sale. Okay, so 40% off some things, 25% off some things, and 15% off some things. Now, a little secret, if you're a demonstrator, you're going to get your demonstrator discount on top of whatever Stampin' Up! Is offering. So that's exciting because when you first join Stampin' Up!, you get 20% off. And then as you progress, as things go along, you can reach the next level, which is 25% off. And that comes off on top of whatever Stampin' Up! Is offering. So it's always a good time to be a demonstrator when Stampin' Up! Has a sale. All right. Can everyone see me okay? Yeah, I can't name everyone either, Lorraine, but it's nice that you're here. I know, right, Tanya? It's a very, very good time to be a demo when they have a sale. It's always a good time, but yeah, especially when they have a sale. You're interested in seeing which cardstock and adhesives will be available? Me too, Nairi. Don't know, but I'm interested to see. And that goes live on Tuesday, the 25th. It is Tuesday, isn't it? I know it's the 25th. Let me have a quick look. Oh, looking at the wrong month. Let me see. Yes, Tuesday the 25th. That is correct. So next Tuesday is the day. I will send out a newsletter reminder to everyone so you don't miss it. If you're not on my newsletter list, you should go on my newsletter list so you don't miss things like this. And I'm going to put up the address. If you go here, it's www.lookwatimade.com.au. If you go there, then you can sign up to my newsletter. If you're on a laptop, it's in the top right corner of the screen, so you can sign up there, and then you will get my newsletters. I usually send them once a week, with all new updates and promotions and what's the latest thing. The whatever it is, I can tell you I will in my newsletters. So there you go. All right, I'll take that down so it doesn't get in our way, and let's switch over to the desk and see what we have tonight. Let's switch. There we go. All right. Whoop, it's not quite straight. Let me get that straight. It's a little bit like a crooked picture on the wall. I don't like it when it's not straight. That's just a me thing. All right, let me go back to comments so I can see. Oh, you were talking to Suzanne and she said, Linda's on. And that was the end of the call. Sorry about that, girls. You'll have to get back to your chat as soon as we're done. I know, the year is nearly over, Nairi. Isn't that crazy? It's just the 25th means, oh, dare I say it, the 20th means the 25th next Tuesday is 1 month exactly to Christmas. Now, if that doesn't strike fear into the heart of you, I don't know what will. So, okay, this is our mini catalog we currently have, which has a lot of Christmas stuff in it. If you still haven't made your Christmas cards, it's not too late. They are, you can still get all the different bits and pieces. If you don't have time to make Christmas cards, can I suggest a kit? We have some great kits right now, and there's a couple of Christmassy ones. There is a couple that are out of stock, which is sad, but I know it is scary, Nairi. I'm scared. I know, right? So I'm turning to page 14 because that's where we're going to find sketches. And tonight is sketch night. And we've been working our way through the sketches in this catalogue. Okay, so I did all the first row. We had some card sketches, some tag sketches. The tag sketches, we turned those into cards as well. And now we're going through the scrapbooking ones down the bottom. And yes, I've been turning these into cards as well. So last week, remember, we did the 6 squares. And I think that's the one where I used the Brush with Beauty Suite. I'm pretty sure. And I did post that earlier in the week. Then this one tonight, I was looking at this and thinking, okay, it is meant to be for a scrapbooking page. Let me get it closer so you can see it. Okay. I know, very scary, Kerry. I know. I haven't got any Christmas presents yet. That's a bit, well, I also get kind of overwhelmed after October because all my family members have birthdays in October. My mum, she's passed now, but she was an October person. My husband's mum is an October person, and both my children are October. So yeah, that's a lot of October birthdays that we have to get through before we even start thinking about Christmas. All right, so this one here, we have the 3 squares, okay, and this I'm assuming would be probably a portrait photo that would go there, and I'm doing a card, so I'm not going to be worrying about that bit. And then we have a banner that goes across here. So I thought I'd focus on the 3 squares. Okay, so last week we did 6 squares. Tonight we're just doing 3, and we're going to play around with this design. And I've got a couple of ideas of papers that I'd like to use, but I thought I would give you a choice. Linda from Las Vegas. Guess where I was last week? I was in Las Vegas. Hardly, you know what? It feels like forever ago already. I feel like I seem to have got over the jet lag now, and I'm actually sleeping through the night again, which is lovely. The last 2 nights, although my husband watched a zombie movie on TV last night, and guess what I had nightmares about last night? Your birthday's the beginning of December, Ellen. I must not forget. So you guys are a December family, and we've always been an October family. Both the cats are October as well. Merlot and Crumpet are both October birthdays. So isn't it funny how October seems to be the big thing around here? Yes, I did see the new mini catalog, and I have ordered from it too, Maureen. There is some DSP with some new colors coming. So Only demonstrators have access to that at the moment, though. So that won't be available to everyone else until January. But if you're a demonstrator, you can get onto the online store, or not the online store, but the demonstrator website, and go and check out that catalog. And some of you, I think, have already got your catalogs. I was lucky. I got mine in Vegas. Very, very fortunate. And I've actually made a mess of mine already. Look what I did. Look what I accidentally ripped it. Whoops. But it's still beautiful on the inside. I can't show you the inside, but this is what the outside looks like. So this one is coming in January. If you're a demonstrator, you can get into it now. If you're not a demonstrator, but you're thinking about becoming a demonstrator, because we're in pre-order, you can actually, when you actually join with your kit, you can order things out of that. Anything that's in the pre-order in the new catalog, you could get them right now. So that always makes it a good time to join. Pre-order is a great time. All right, so I'm going to go back to here, and I'm thinking about using a couple of papers. One paper I'm thinking about looking at is the one that's right here on this page, and this is the Christmas Tags and More paper. It's a 6x6 paper, and it's very easy to create with this because it's a specialty paper. There are some little die cuts. See that? Look, so maybe I'll just make a decision and we'll use this one, and then we could always do it again with the second one. But see, you have all these lovely die cuts. And if we're going to have 3 squares going down the side of the page here, these squares, these actually would look really nice on the squares, don't you think? They're exactly the right size, or some of them are. This one's a little bit big, but we could get away with it. There's some presents. You can see I've already used them, pulled out quite a lot. There's some little decorations. There's some bows. There's a stocking. There's a lot of fun things. And even after I've already kind of decimated these, there's still some beautiful elements that you can play with. So you get a lot of choices on these. Just going to go through. Where is that stocking? And there's a Christmas tree. That's cute. The Christmas tree is cute. Here's the stocking. And there's a candy cane too. That's really sweet. So there's a whole bunch of things. But I'm thinking maybe I'll just go with this one, and then we can decide what paper we want to use next. How about that? She did, Linda. I know. It was the most fantastic weather. Yeah, and the day after I left, I think, was when it was going to start to get cold. You have many catalogs. I bet you do, Ellen. I've ordered, I think, 3 packs of catalogs at the moment, and then because you get 8 in a pack, and I've deciding whether I'm going to use the mailing selector to get Stampin' Up to send out the rest, or whether I will order more and send them out myself. But it's a lot of work to send them out yourself, and so I sometimes like to, I like to just get Stampin' Up to do that. Saves a bunch of time. All right, so I've got a whole bunch of little elements here, and then we've got some of these beautiful papers. I do love this one. I think this is really, really nice, just with like a wreath kind of going over part of it. I love it. And then you've got the other half, just a different color altogether. And on the back, we've got this beautiful mistletoe design. Hey, Roz, nice to see you. Did you guys decide that you're birthday buddies? So, I see. So Marilyn's saying her birthday is the 22nd of December. And then who else? Monique said her birthday was December. I missed that. I'm just going back and seeing if I missed any. Wow, a lot of people with birthdays around this time of year. So yes, there's a lot of fun things happening. This is really cute because it's got all these little pieces that you can cut these up and stick them on a card. I mean, how easy is that? This is a very, very, and this is the back of the gingham. This is a very easy set to use, I think. And there are a number of sheets of each design, which is great. This one is the one I've been using to cut up all my gingerbread man hats. As you can see, that's what I've cut out of that. And on the back is like a gingham or a tartan. Yeah, tartan, not gingham. And then this one is a bit more of that. We've got some Christmas decorations. You guys remember I cut these out a few weeks ago and we made a card with those. And on the back of that, you've got like a little, can you see it, soft sea foam design, which is really nice. Oh, that reminds me, I've got to buy some more soft sea foam. Got to buy some more soft sea foam paper. All right, so you can see we've got a lot of bits and pieces here. I'm not going to pull them all out, but I'm going to, I think there's a couple of pieces of paper that I didn't show yet. Let's see what else is in here. We looked at those. Did I show them all? And there's a good number of each. Yeah, look, I think I did show them all. So, yep, that's all of them. So there we go. Those are great. So I'm thinking for this card with the little squares, it would look really good. But because I'm using white squares, and I've already gone ahead and cut 3 of these, this is the second smallest in the stylish shapes dies. Oh, haven't seen Sheila tonight. Has anyone seen Sheila? Don't think she's here, or she hasn't been. I haven't been looking when she's commented, one or the other. In fact, I'm wondering about a couple of people I haven't seen tonight. Your birthdays are spread out, Nairi. That's much more considerate for people to do that. Oh, isn't that interesting? That is so strange, Leslie. Well, maybe, you could always hand them out to somebody, that'd be kind of cool. All right, so I'm just going to decide in a moment which of these elements I want to use, but they're all really pretty. But I'm thinking the white squares need to go on a darker color. So can you see behind here, we've got our squares, and then we've got like a panel that those squares are on. So I'm just deciding. I like a fair amount of white on my cards. So I like a lot of white, and I like it to be embossed quite often. So that looks really good. How are you, Cherie? Nice to see you. Oh, her dad was sick. Okay. Thank you so much for saying that, Cherie. Good to hear. Yeah, I know she was around because she purchased my Zoom class. So the Zoom class is Friday of next week, and Sheila purchased that only a couple of days ago. So I know she's still around. And I'm expecting to see her on the, well, actually, she did say she might not be on the Zoom live because she had other things on. But yeah. So there we go. You spy a beautiful bracelet. Yes, you do. Did you not notice that before? Look, I'll see if you can see it close up. Let me see. Can you see it? No, you can't. I can't get it close. It says follow your heart is what it says. And this was a gift to me from Miss Susan. And Jody's away too. Okay. Lots of people doing lots of traveling at the moment. Yes, Susan bought all her team members who were at backstage one of these bracelets, and it's a stretchy one of those stretchy ones, really pretty. And she had one for me as well. So that was really lovely. Actually, both of us because we don't see each other very often. So yeah, we had to make sure we gifted each other a lot of stuff while we were there. So I had some things for her, and we did a gift exchange the first night we arrived. So that was really lovely. And that included a pair of matching pajamas. So we both had the same pajamas, red gingham ones on the bottom and black on the top. You might have seen the photos. And then as well as that, we had, I'm just trying to think, we also had she gave me some beautiful things. I'll tell you what she gave me. I'll have to show it to you in another video. But it's a furry, I don't know how to say this. It was the most unusual present. Oh, she also gave me a sourdough whisk. That's a whole other story when we're both into sourdough. but also, thank you. Yeah, it was really fun time that we had together. Thanks, Lorraine. It was the most special thing. And we've just gone back to normal and talking every day again now. So but we had, what she gave me was like this furry stand. It's like a stand, but it's all furry on the inside, like Ugg boots. Okay, but it's for your glasses, and you're meant to put your glasses in it because on your bedside table, or the Americans say nightstand, but same thing. And you put that on your bedside table every night, and they're in this little furry container so that your glasses don't get scratched on your bedside table. It's actually a really, really cool idea. I'll have to show it to you. It's super fun. So yes, I felt very showered with gifts, which was lovely. All right. And Leslie, Cherie is asking you a question, so you might want to check that out. All right, let's get into this, or I'm going to take forever to do this tonight. Too busy chatting. All right, so I have my 3 squares. Now, down the bottom of this one, if it was a scrapbook page, they've got some journaling. I'm not going to worry about that. This is a card, and we're going to put our greeting on a banner like so. And if we wanted to use a rectangle, like where they've got the photo here, we could also add a rectangle. And I was thinking that might be rather good. So if we're going with this stamp set, I'm going to start with a, let me see, this is a piece of basic white thick cardstock, and I'm going with that for my base. And I'm going to use, give me a second while I get my bone folder out of my bag. I still haven't, I've almost unpacked from my Hunter Valley class, but I've still got a few things I haven't done like that. And I see I've got a little bit of, I had a bit of water on my desk earlier, and it's a little bit of a water. So we'll use this side. All right. And do I want to go with white on white? I'm thinking not. I'm thinking I might go with, what colors are in this? We've got garden green and we've got real red. Well, I've got some real red here, so maybe that would be a good start. Let's go real red. And I'm going to cut this at 10 centimeters. So this is card front size, the card front that goes on your card base, by 14.3. Now, these are A4 measurements that I'm using here. If you're in the US and you use US letter, this would be a 4-inch by 5 1/4 piece. So it's a different sizing, because US letter is a different size cardstock to A4. And, you know, that was done, I'm quite sure, to confuse everyone. That's what that's all about. Now I'm going to put a piece of basic white cardstock on top of here, and I'm going to emboss it. So I'm going to have, this one is going to be 9 1/2, half centimeters smaller. If you were doing this in US sizing, this one would be 5. Oh, it's already the right width, the right length. So that's good. And that's going to go on top of here. All right. So that's going to, and I'd like to emboss this. So the question is, what embossing folder will I use? I think I want to use the new one. You know, the Beautiful Patterns one? Because that's my new favorite embossing folder at the moment. I've got a couple of favorites. I love the Peaceful Greenery, the one from the that's this one. The Peaceful Greenery is this one. Can you see it? That's my other favorite right now. I love that one. But this is the new one that came out in the online exclusives last month. And it's quite a subtle design, but I really love it. Who else likes this one? Anyone else had a play with this? Now I'm going to be putting this piece of paper in here, and I'm going to run that through. It's got a few marks on it. You know what the marks are from? The marks are from my cutting plates on my my die cutting machine. Because my die cutting machine is on its last legs, I really need to get myself a new one. And some of the markings are coming off the roller when I run it through. So that's what that's all about. But I do need to get myself a new machine. You love it too? I know, it's a beautiful folder. All right, so when you're doing a 3D embossing folder, you need to take off. Let me pull in the bits so that you know what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got my base plate. I've got my thin die adapter and my first cutting plate, and you can see I need some new cutting plates too, because these, oh my goodness, these are only a couple of weeks old. Look at them. That's ridiculous. That's because I do too much cutting. And what we're going to do is we're going to get these ones, and I'm going to throw those away, not throw them away, but, you know, put them aside. And then on the base plate, on number 1, I'm going to put my embossing folder with my paper inside, and then I'm going to use the specialty plate, which is number 4, that comes with your machine, or you can buy it separate, and that goes on top. That is the correct sandwich for a 3D folder. Okay, so I'm just going to run that through. And then we have a beautifully embossed piece of paper. How beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this folder. I just think it's so pretty, and it goes with everything. So very nice, simple, but elegant design. All right, so I'm going to actually put this straight on here. I'm going to grab my Tombow, and I'm actually going, you can use any adhesive at this point. It doesn't have to be Tombow. I wonder if Tombow will be one of the discounted adhesives. I wonder. What do people think will be discounted? We don't know yet, do we? So that's Tuesday, for anyone who's wondering what I'm talking about. Tuesday is when our Black Friday sale starts, and adhesives are one of the things that will be marked down. All right. So that's on there on my red piece. And then I'm going to pop that on here eventually, but I'm going to start working on it here right now. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Now these are going to end up down here like this, but I want to have a panel behind them. So the question is, what color should the panel be? And I'm thinking maybe we go with something very simple, like for example, this one is almost the right size, maybe a little bit wide, but so I could have that behind here, and that would look nice. That's the mistletoe. What do we like? Do we like that idea? Or I've also got this one. This is a little bit lighter. So this is garden green, the color that's featured here, and then the background is soft sea foam. So those would go on there. I don't like that one as much, that direction. I've also got the gingham. This is gingham. And the gingham is always good. Oh, I'm liking the gingham. I do like that. Another option might be the crumb cake. That would be a bit different. So just this panel, not this bit, obviously, just that. And we could put them on there. Do we have any thoughts on what people would like to see? The leaves, so the mistletoe. Lorraine said the same, the first one, the leaves. Okay, that seems to be the popular one. Everyone says that, pretty much. I didn't see anyone not say that. So let's go with this one, but I'm wondering if that's too wide. I think it is. So, because these are only small. These are only 3.7 centimeters wide, or how many inches? Just short of 1.5 inches. Almost exactly 1.5 inches, actually. So if I made this 2 inches, it'll take a little bit off, and I think that's going to be a better size. And we know that it's 13.8 high, because we measured that white piece before, so that's going to be the right size on there. So let's pop that on. And I'm following the sketch at the moment pretty much exactly. Now, so that's kind of what I'm thinking, okay? Now, as far as the banner, they had their banner at the top. I think that might look a bit weird, and I'm thinking down the bottom might be better. And it doesn't have to be a big, long banner like this, because it's not, our card isn't as wide as this page. It could be a shorter one. And I was thinking, even though we haven't decorated those yet, I might use these fabulous stickers, because we've got little banner here, Merry Christmas. That's nice. Let me see, what else have we got? We've got a longer Merry Christmas and a Happy Christmas. We've got Merry Christmas, Merry and Bright. We've got Merry Christmas here. So you've got Merry Christmas and Happy Christmas. Some people don't like Merry Christmas. My mother never liked Merry Christmas. Okay. You like the gingham, Linda? Yeah, I think the gingham would have worked as well. Okay. And are you giving me a hard time, Cherie? I can handle it. I've got broad shoulders. I can. But, some of these you could use banners. This one says from our house to yours. That's a nice little banner there. It doesn't have to be a banner. We can just do a wide shape. So we've got lots of choices. Now, these are actually stickers, and they are in the mini. They are in here, right there on the same page. The greetings for you, mix and match ephemera. And as it says, 6 adhesive back sheets. When I first ordered these, I missed the fact that they were adhesive. And I was really delighted when I found out they were. So the thing is, if you want to put them up on dimensionals, then in case you haven't seen me do it before, I'll show you a little trick how you can get rid of the sticky and make them into just simple banners. Okay, so what are we thinking? Is this about right? Now, I wonder if I have any soft sea foam. I wonder. Because one thing I did think about doing was adding a rectangle behind this. Now, I don't know that it needs it, but the rectangle that is in here, that is actually the photo piece, you could actually have a rectangle behind here, and that would actually look quite nice. Let me see if I have any soft seafoam in my scrap bucket. I do have some. Because I need to order a pack of soft seafoam, but I'm waiting to see if it's going to be on the sale in case it's one of the colors that's on the sale. So we could just cut a panel out and have that, or you know what we could do? Where are my textured notes dies? Let me see if they're in their correct place. I've been playing with them today and I don't know if I put them back. But if you do have the textured notes dies, you could cut a rectangle from those, and that would give you a nice shape behind there, a nice edge. They were on my list of things that I was cutting today. Here we go. They were with all the things I was cutting today. That's why they weren't where they're supposed to be. You think the square should be on angles? You could do that. And you know what? They don't have to be squares either. We could do circles. Okay. That would be completely fine. All right. Let me just see. So just say I was going to use this one. I could have, I'll just put this here so you can see what it would look like. We could have this popping out like here. And that would be possibly quite nice. And I could do that with the soft seafoam if I wanted to. But it's not necessary, but it might look nice. Wonky circles. Maybe. Are those even still available? Or did they go discontinued? The wonky circles. I know they were last chance, but I don't know if they're still around. You know, soft seafoam. Well, this is the thing. If you guys have got colors in your cardstock that you've run out of, don't order them right now. Wait and see if those colors come up on the sale. That's what I'd be doing. I don't know what, you know, if maybe it won't even be A4 cardstock. Maybe it's going to be 12 by 12 or something two-tone or something. We just don't know, right? I like this rectangle too. I agree. Now, what are we talking about? Metal. You said the metal would bend in the post. Okay. I think that's a conversation I'm not part of, maybe. Oh, I see. I'm not actually planning on putting the die on the card. No, smarty pants. I'm actually going to cut the shape. So I'm going to cut this with this, and we're going to see how that looks. So let me grab my thin die adapter from where I left it when I cut before, when I used the embossing folder. I'm just going to whip that through. The other option you could do is you could add a white rectangle and then do a bit of blending on it. So that's another option as well. So this is one option. All right, so thinking about this, because I don't mind that. That doesn't look bad. Okay, not bad. The other option is you could put like this is the next size up. You could put a white square, white rectangle. Let me get my shapes right. And we could put that there. And we could do a bit of blending on here. That might look nice. In fact, I think I like the white better. Do you like the white better? What do we think? White with a bit of blending. I think, well, we've got red here, and I'm worried that if I I can try it. Would you like me to try it? That's a funny question. That's funny, Leslie. You thought I left my sanity in the States? Seriously, did I ever have any? That's the question. Okay, people are saying different things. So Barbara thinks the soft seafoam. You can emboss the rectangle. You could emboss the rectangle. Although if I was going to emboss the rectangle, I probably would just go with a panel that didn't have these beautiful decorative edge. All right, so you'd like to see the red, Leslie. All right, let's try that. I've got some here. And do we like the bigger shape or the smaller shape? I think the bigger shape, it looks better. So let me try that. It just fits almost exactly across this piece. And I'm going to run that through my machine and we will see how it looks. I know you're a big red fan. I usually tend to go more towards lighter colours, but you know, we could make several different versions of this, couldn't we? So let's see how that looks. But don't forget also there's going to be some elements of red on the squares. So that might mean we have a little bit too much red maybe. It doesn't look terrible. But I was thinking, you know, if I put maybe one, let's see, what have we got here? Maybe two. I mean, I could put this on, but it's quite big. Maybe that one's a bit big, so maybe we go with 3. Maybe. Is that too much green? What do we think? All right, I'm just having a look here to see all your comments. Yes, well, you're very good at it, Cherie. The teasing, I mean. That's your special skill. By heckling, yes. All right, so I don't mind the red. And then if we're going to put a banner on, we could have a banner going across the middle here. Or I'm very tempted to just use one of these. I think these are great. And I like the idea of putting the silver on here. Too much green. Needs the red, but in the middle square. Okay, so you think, well, do you think this would be too big? Or would it be okay? And don't forget, we're going to put these on dimensionals when we put these on. I don't mind that. We've also got this one here, which has a bit of red in it as well. So that might be better. Not too big, much better. Okay. All right. So the options now are the red square, because I think I've decided I didn't like the seafoam even though I don't mind the color, I like the size of the square better. And then I'm going to grab a blending brush and I'm going to show you what it looks like with some blending on here. So let me grab my soft seafoam ink. This is the one I need to replace. I think I've shown you this before. Something funny has happened to my ink pad. It's actually started to crumble in this spot. See that? I don't know why it does that, but I've had this one for years. So it's probably time for me to get another one maybe. I don't know. It's very odd. I don't know what has caused that. Has anyone ever had something like that happen before? Oh, hey, Joy. How are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. No such thing as late. All right, so I'm going to actually add some blending to this just to see what it looks like. And if we don't like it, I've also got just a plain white rectangle. But I think this might look good. My husband is home late from work tonight. Friday nights he works back late. So at some point soon he'll be arriving. And sometimes he stands, because my desk here is right in front of the window. And there's been a few Friday nights where I've been busy working and all of a sudden I've looked up and realized he's standing right outside the window just looking at me, and it gives me a giant fright when he does it. He does it to give me a fright. All right, so this would go here and then this would go here. And so that's what it looks. Oh, I kind of like that. Leslie, do you still like the red better? One of your green ink pads has gone really hard. Isn't that interesting? Which green was it, Janine? No, I don't think Crumpet attacked it. It actually seems like it's dry in that spot and hard. So the rest of the pad is still foamy and inky, but just in that one spot, it's gone dry and hard. Isn't that the weirdest thing? You think the red was better? Oh, I am liking the green, guys, but If everyone says red, I will change it. So we have red, red, red. Lorraine said the green. Rose said red. Susie says red. Oh, Tanya likes the green. We've got mostly reds though. Oh, uh-oh. Katrina likes the green. Janine likes the green. Oh my goodness. It's my card. Yes, you're right. And you guys are saying the truth. However, I like to go with what you guys suggest. And if I have to vote myself because I can't tell, and this is a bit of a one, we started out with a bunch of reds, but now we've got greens. Oh, Cherie, Team Purple. Can I just tell you that purple won't go on this card? Oh, you guys. A little bit of blending on the embossed. Yeah, you could. You could do that. I kind of just... Oh. All right, so if this was my card, I would be going with the green. Ah, look, hubby's home. So that would be my preference. I hope you like it, guys. And I'm sorry, Leslie. I'm so sorry I'm changing my mind. But that's my pick would be, of course, my pick would be the blending. So I'm just going to put a dimensional here in the middle behind here, and I'm going to pop that right there. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to put a couple behind this one because it's bigger. And then we're going to have that right there. And then this one, I'm just one dimensional behind this one. And then we're going to stick these down. Now, you could glue them or you could put them on dimensionals. All right. So what you want to do first is kind of position them where you want them. And I'm going to have the same amount of distance at the bottom as I have at the top. And then the other one's going to go in between. So you could go with putting them on dimensionals and then the squares on dimensionals as well, if you like. There he is, standing outside the window. So I'm just waving at him. Oh, I think Cherie's telling us she would like the wonky ones. I need to check and see if those are still current. Does anyone know? What were they called? They weren't called wonky circles. They were called something else. Or something all around, I think. Does anyone remember? Yep, everyone's waving. I'll have to tell him that. And here we go. Oh, that looks good, actually. So this one gets positioned between the two. So you've got the same amount of distance between each one. There we go. Now this, I'm going to put this down first. I'm actually going to center it. I'm actually going to put it slightly to one side. Oh, look, I did some stamping on the back. Didn't even know. This was obviously a scrap that I reused. Let's pop that down. And I wanted about the same amount of distance here, here, and here. Not worried about this side because that's going to be covered up. And I'm going to put my... So can you see that even though these are scrapbooking sketches, you can absolutely use them to create cards. So don't ever think that, oh, that's just for scrapbookers. Nah, you can use it to make cards like I'm doing right here. So let me get that so it's exactly. Good thing about liquid glue, you can kind of wiggle it into place. Whereas seal and tape, once they're down, they're down. That has its advantages, but also liquid glue has its advantages for that reason. I like being able to move it. All right, so now we have to decide where we want our greeting and which greeting we're going to go with. We have so many choices, so I think I better make up my mind on this one. I don't mind the circle. I don't mind the little joy, but I think a small banner or a small... And these are stickers, remember. So if I want to lift it up, and I do, then I'm going to have to get rid of the sticky in order to use... And can you see on the back, like you've got the split in the back where you can... And so you could, if you wanted to, pull the whole thing out and not take the back off. That would also work, okay? So But if you ever have a sticky sticker and you need to get rid of the stick, you can use your embossing buddy, like the little talc buddy, and pop it all over the back, and that gets rid of the stickiness. So there we go. Joy, says Margaret. What's everyone else saying? Elf Linda. I don't think so. The squares on wonky. Oh, is that what you're trying to tell me? Really? Do you think so? I don't think they're too bad. Pretty good. I'm happy with those. I'm sorry. Sorry if it's not to your liking, my friend. All right. You know what I'm thinking? I like this one, even though it's not a banner. I don't think it matters. Let's go with that one. Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas? They both look good. I'll go Happy Christmas. All right. I'm pulling it out like a die cut. I'm not taking the sticky off the back. And I'm going to use my dimensionals and I'm going to pop it up. 1 and 2. There we go. You want them. Oh, I see. You want them wonky. I see. I thought you were telling me that they were wonky. They were wonky and not right. Right. You would have liked, yeah. Okay. You know what? That would look good too. Maybe we do a second card with wonky ones or circles or something. No, that's not quite straight. Come on. Now you're making me get this wonky. What do we think? Do we like it? I'm going to put it on the white base. If you love quick and easy greetings, get these. They're so good. And they're not expensive either. And there's loads and loads of them in there. I think they're, let me see. I want to tell you they're $14, but I better check it before I tell you that. Page 14 again. Oh, they're $15. 15. There we go. And they're called Greetings for You Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. If you put in the word greetings in this search bar when you're in the store, that's going to bring it up for you. You like it? I get what she wanted, and I'm sorry, by the time I worked out what she wanted, it was way too late for me to do anything about it, but we can do a second card. Do we want to use the same sketch or do we want to do something different? Okay, hang on a second. I've got to find my card base. Where did I put that? There we go. I actually really like this card. It came out really nice. So don't let anyone tell you that a scrapbooking sketch or a tag sketch or any other kind of sketch can't be used for cards and vice versa. You can use any sketch for anything. And I think this turned out really, really pretty. I use it a lot too. It's great, Lorraine. Absolutely. Different, please, says Leslie. Ah, yeah. True. I probably should in the heat. And you guys up in Queensland would be particularly aware of that. But yes, the option then is to take the backing off. The other thing, I don't know if you noticed that I did this. I'll show you very quickly. The other thing is to put your dimensional over the slice in the sticker. Okay, and that will help it stay on as well. Now, do we need some bling? We have gold in our words. So I'm thinking maybe, is that completely straight? Probably not. Maybe some gold bling would be good. And I'm wondering, what gold bling do I have? I've got some of these metallic adhesive little things. We also have the sparkling sequins from the Traditions of Christmas bundle. Those are really nice. They're one of my favorites. What do we think? Cherie's Leslie's calling you names, Cherie, but she said not to change anything. But I think it's kind of cute. All right, I'm going to put one down here and one up here. And I'm going to put one next to that. There we go. I'm going to call that a finished card. Looks rather pretty, doesn't it? Do we like this? What do you think? Oh, that's funny. Of course we need bling. Exactly, Katrina. Yeah, the card turned out nice. I'm really happy with it. So this will be a nice Christmas card for somebody. Not sure who, but I will make a nice card for someone, I'm sure. All right, let's move these few things out of the way. And we did get to use both there's a couple of my favorite things. This set of stickers, which I think are fantastic. And also I really love this paper. And I got to use my favorite embossing folder. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with all around all of that. Now, I have also made a big mess with these dies. I've got to put a backing piece back in here. These magnet sheets, they're cheap and they're really floppy. So they don't work very well. They need like a piece of cardboard behind them and they work better when you do that. But I'm just going to put them aside for now. These will stick to it. But as soon as you bend the magnet sheet, they all fall off. So, but I do love these. These are called the textured notes dies. If you don't have these, they're absolutely a fantastic thing to have. I'm missing one. Where is it? Oh, it's okay. It'll show up shortly. It'll show up shortly. I'll just move these out of the way. Oh, it fell on the ground. That's where it is. Ta-da! And so there are in this sheet, this pack 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is correct. So there we go. And I'll put them back in their little holder just to keep them all together. And we're ready to go. All right. Well, I haven't thought about too much about what we're going to do next, but I'm going to give you a couple of options. I'm going to give you a couple of choices. So we can make another Christmas card if you would like another Christmas card. That's a good question, Janine. I'm actually looking into that myself, and if I find any really, really good ones, I'm going to actually, if I believe in them and I think they're really great, I will recommend them to you. Okay, so I will let you know if I find any, but I'm right in the process right now of trying to find better magnet sheets. And the other thing is the magnet sheets have to fit our new sheets. Or in the Netherlands. Well, I did get mine from Amazon, okay, and they do fit into our packaging. The other thing is if you get some that aren't too thick, you can always cut them to size. But there you go. Lorraine said she gets hers in the cheap shops, sticky backed and quite rigid. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. You liberated 20 to 30 of those and cut them to fit your dies. Wow, great idea. I used L plates and P plates for a while. I still have some of those, but they're not very strong. So yep, thank you. Oh, thanks, Susie. I'm glad you liked the card. Yeah, it turned out really fun, didn't it? All right, so we've got some of these pieces. I'm just moving all of this stuff out of the way because I've still got bits and pieces of this paper everywhere. But yeah, this is really fun paper. So if you're looking for quick and easy Christmas cards, I would strongly suggest a pack of this, Christmas tags and more, okay, and the gold greetings and more stickers that I just showed you, and then you've pretty much got everything you need to make a really quick, easy bunch of cards. So there we go. All right, so the choices I want to give you tonight, I'm looking at the Brush with Beauty paper. Does everyone know what I'm talking about? Unless you want another Christmas card. Okay, if you want another Christmas card, then I would say we'll go with that instead. But I've been playing with the Brush with Beauty paper all day long while I was cutting up for my craft along event, because that's the paper we're using for that, and that's this paper here. All right, so it's a lot of fun. And did everyone hear I made a new YouTube intro this week, and some of you commented on it, and because I say the words "it's a lot of fun," I say that like 3-4 times. It's almost like I should have written a script, but oh well. I just said what came out of my mouth, and everyone told me not to change it, so there you go. Yes, you can cut them to size. Exactly, that's exactly right. All right, so this is one option, all right? And I haven't done a lot with, I like these blossoms. And I like the crumb cake and vanilla. There's no white in this paper. It's vanilla. But the other paper that I like and I haven't done anything with yet is, let me find it. Where is it? Well, maybe I took it out of this pack. It's the same as this, but yellow. Okay, so let's see if I can find some. There we go. There it is, this one. So, I mean, we could do something fun with that. That'd be really nice. So this is one option, okay? The other option, assuming we're not doing Christmas, I'm still looking at your comments to see if anyone has suggested anything. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you tonight, and I forgot all about it. All right, let me just put this to one side for a second. Put that to one side and grab the thing I wanted to show you. So this week I got 2 brand new kits. Who loves the kits we have right now? Okay, so I bought a couple of kits that came out in November. What is it? It's the kits. Have you seen the kits yet? Kerry would like the brush with beauty. You're the first person to say so. Yes, I think it is, darling duckling. I think it is, Lorraine. Let me have a quick look at the back of the pack. Yes, it is. So darling duckling is like a yellow with a little bit more green in it than daffodil. Daffodil is more of a pure yellow. This has got a little bit of a green undertone. So that's interesting. But yeah, there's a couple of kits and we can play with these if you would like. This one is called Adventure Awaits. And you can see this is a non-stamping kit. But you can see it's got cute little cars and, you know, little sports car here, like vintage kind of cars. We've got a little truck or a ute, and then we've got our little beachy kind of car here. I love the envelopes. I think they're really super cute. You can see those right here. Really, really nice. Okay, very, very easy. You bought one of the kits. Which one? Which one did you buy, Leslie? And then this one is the Everyday Beauty kit. Now, this one is a stamping kit, whereas the other one was not. So let me break it open. I'm actually doing, for anyone who would like, if you live anywhere near me, I'm doing a kit roundabout class next week. And you're very welcome to come and join me. I have so many kits where I have made one card to show you guys in videos, and then I can't sell the kit. So I'm going to be making those available so people can come and make several cards from different kits. They'll make, you know, at least 3, maybe as many as 6, depending on how quick they are. Yeah, this one's called Everyday Beauty. This is the one. Yep, this one. This is the one you bought. And it's got, this one has stamps and an ink pad, Night of Navy, which you don't need to open if you've already got a Night of Navy ink pad, and then I keep it for something else. But it's got nice words in it. We've got a thanks, a celebrate today and every day, hello beautiful, and what's this one? For all you do. So that would go with the thanks. Thanks for all you do. Okay, and it's got some nice little stamps. So nice greetings in that one, and you can see how it goes together. What I think is different about this kit, it's got these like little pretend wax seals. Can you see them? That look like, you know, what you would use to seal an envelope, and those are really pretty. I like the blues in here. I think they're really nice. So we've got some pretty envelopes, and we've got all the bits and pieces. You can see the colors in there. See what I mean? They look like wax seals. Super nice. All right. Susie's saying brush with beauty. Huh. Well, I can use brush with beauty and not do these tonight. It's totally up to you guys. I would like to show you what you would like to see. For anyone who's ever wondering, if you buy a kit that's got stamps and it always also has a block. Okay, so there's a block, a D-size block in there, and it comes with matching envelopes and everything. As you can see, they're very pretty. But this one is a stamping kit. So the stamping kits are always a bit more. They're in the $40-something mark, okay? Whereas the non-stamping ones are usually like only around $25. Both of them make fantastic gifts, Okay, super, super great gifts. So I think for tonight, because I'm running a little bit short on time, I'm just going to do a kit really, really quickly. And we get to choose the first person to tell me whether they want the Everyday Beauty Kit card, one of those cards, or one of the cute little Adventure Awaits cards. Which one? First person to say so is the one we're going to do. And I will come back, Kerry. You will see me using Brush with Beauty next Thursday at Craft Along, and if you're doing the Zoom with me at the Zoom as well. Okay, so oh, that's nice, Nairi. Lovely. Oh, okay. What did people say? The first person was Leslie, every day. Okay, so that's this one. Okay. They're both nice. They're both nice, I promise. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to do one of the cards. Now, the nice thing about all the kits is they come with instructions. We love that. And so the kits, the instructions are always on the back of this piece here that tells you what's in it, but it's also your instruction sheet. And it used to be that they used to do the instructions in English and French and German and blah, blah, blah. Now they just do pictures so everyone can understand, so they don't have to do different things for different markets. So they also, if, you know, in your market, you should get the stamp set that's in the right language as well. So, but overseas, they have different ones. I'm actually thinking I like this one. So this is number 3. So let me, and you can either use the instructions or you can just work straight off the photo. If you're confident and you feel that you just want to work off the photo, you can. There's also a image sheet that shows you the stamps and what's meant to be in there. So let's pull out. We've got all of these are the same, I think. Yeah. Okay, so we have an envelope. The inside of the envelope is pretty too. Let's see, got a little flower here. Let's see what we need. Okay, it's telling us we're going to need the stamp. Now, the stamp, like I said, the block that comes in here is a D block. You're going to be using this little tiny leaf. Okay, so that little leaf right there, because I have other stamps. Now, if you don't have any other stamps or blocks, it doesn't matter. You can just you can just use the D block they give you. But if it was up to me, I would be picking one that is closer in size to the size of the block should be the size of my stamp if I can possibly manage it. So I'm going to use my B block for that. And this is actually the stripy paper. So let's have a little look at this. So these are the card bases. They're already pre-scored. And you can see on the front here, they want us to use the stripy side. So the leaves are going to be on the back. If you don't want to do this, you could cut this off and then mount these on a piece of basic white, and that would double the number of card bases you would have. So that's totally up to you if you want to do that. Now, it's suggesting that we're going to put a couple of these little leaves over here, but I want to make sure I'm putting them in the right place. Okay, so I'm going to get out the other pieces first. I have this piece here, okay, which is that piece right there. And then I'm also going to pull out, here we go, this beautiful die cut shape here. This one is going to get mounted right on this one. Okay, now you could use dimensionals for that, or you could put it straight on. There are dimensionals included. Oh, I've missed some comments. I'm so sorry. You did not want this kit? That's all right. You know what? Everyone has different tastes, and it's okay not to like everything, and that's all right because we're all different, right? I'm going to put this here. So it's going sort of right inside that little border there. So that goes on there like so. And then this is going to end up on here. Now I've put this on here first because I want to see where these little leaves have got to come out. So I'm going to grab my Night of Navy ink pad because I'm not going to open this one. I'm going to keep that for another time. And then I'm going to grab these, my little leaf, and it wants 2 little leaves coming out here. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to, now I know where it needs to be because I want it coming out from behind. like that. Something like that anyway. It doesn't have to be exact. And then we also have a celebrate today and every day. So that's going to be a bigger one. So I'm going to use a bigger block for that. And it's also with the same ink. So we're going to use the Night of Navy again. Let me... Here it is. Celebrate today and every day. Let's pull that off. You can put it on whatever size block works for you, but I'm just going to use D block for this. It would look good on a long block too, like it would work on a long block. Right, so it says this flagged piece here, and you notice that they've shown you that it can go on either side, but you either do it on the left or you do it on, well, they've suggested putting it on the left, and then you would put the seal on the right. Okay, so we're going to need a seal. These are rather cool, aren't they? Look at them. Aren't they nice? They look like wax seals. And then let's see what else is in here. Oh, there's my gold banner, which is the gold banner that they've put on the front of this card. So I'm going to need one of those. There's also some blue leaves, these little guys here. So I've got one of them. So this one makes 9 cards, 3 of each of the different designs. And we also need it's this smoky slate, I think is the color. It looks like smoky slate. It's very light. I think it is. And that's going to go here so that you just see a little bit of the gold poking out. I kind of feel like it's a shame to waste so much of the gold. Don't you think so? But that's what they're doing. So for this one, I'm just going to follow the instructions. And then the next time I make this card, I'm going to do it different. I won't do it with you guys tonight, but I'll do an alternate design with this one. All right, so we want this on the left-hand side, and I'm actually going to get over it a little bit so that I can get it straight. There we go. Isn't that a nice font? That's really nice. I like that. I think one of two things. Either people just weren't buying it, and it was certainly one of the blocks that I sold the least. I use it quite a bit, and so I was disappointed. But you know, if something's not selling, it doesn't make sense for them to keep it. That's usually the reason why if something's selling well, Marilyn, they don't get rid of it. It's usually things that are not selling well. So, generally speaking. There has been a few exceptions to that. And sometimes they've even brought things back because, right, so that's how this looks now. We lost a lot of the gold there, but that's okay. That's all right. All right, so this is going to go onto here, and I'm going to put some dimensionals behind there. I'm going to put those in the 4 corners. So you can see how quick and easy these are. I usually throw one in the middle so it doesn't sag in the middle. We don't want that. No one likes to sag. And then we're going to put that. So I'm just going to get above it so that I can make sure that it's lined up. And then this is going to go right about here. I feel like I should have maybe put the leaf a little bit further over. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals behind that too. Now, just so you know, in these instructions, and this is something you may or may not know, but see here, they've actually got 3 dimensionals shown behind this. So they're showing that you would put the dimensionals here. They actually suggested putting tape. I didn't. I used Tombow. But there is actually a sign there for the tape that you would put along here to attach your Smoky Slate banner to. And then it shows here for dimensionals. Down here, it shows tape. I use dimensionals, so nobody's surprised. And then also we've got a little bit of a loopy thing going on here with some twine. Okay, now they're using a bit of gold twine. I'm deciding, would I want that? They're putting their twine behind the seal. Okay, well, we haven't got to that yet, but that's the next thing. So let's pop that there. I feel like I could have put the leaf out a little bit further, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Right, let's see what else we have. We have this. And we also have this. Will these just peel off, I think? Oh, they do. Right, so it shows before you put it on of actually putting that, and it's quite sticky, onto that so that it pops out from below. And then it also shows using some twine. So in my packaging here, there should be, there you go, some little bit of gold twine. Too late? You use your A blocks. I still use them as well, Leslie, but yeah. There we go. So I'm just going to pull this. The hardest part about these is that you've just got to find where it starts, but that wasn't too bad. And then we're going to loop it. So it suggests looping it like a figure of 8. So I'm going to hold my fingers like so, and I'm going to create a figure of 8. Round and around like I'm weaving. And I don't know how much you're supposed to do, but just until you feel like it's enough. And they've got the figure of 8, some at the top and some at the bottom. All right, so let's put that. And then we're going to trim it off. Whoop. Can you see what I've done there? So it's kind of got looped over. And then this is going to go like that. And the card is done. Pretty easy, right? Very, very simple. And then, of course, it needs its little pretty envelope. I think that's a really, really pretty little card. And for not a lot of effort, came together really, really quickly, but it looks a bit special with its little wax seal on there. What do we think? Do we like it? Hey there, Maggie. The wax seals, yeah, I think they're plastic. They're not wax, I can tell you that. but I think they're plastic. And there's a lot more than 9, so you have some left over, right? Is that what you were saying before, Leslie, about there being seals left over? Yeah, because if you're going to only have 9 and there's 1 on each card, yeah, you only need 9. And how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So, yeah, there's double what you need. You could use one on the back of the envelope. I guess that's what you meant to do. Is that what you meant to do? It is, I bet. So you use one on the card and then you use one on the back of the envelope. I'm just looking to see if there's anything written about that in the instructions. That's why there's 18, so that you can put them on the backs of the envelopes. What is your question, Marilyn? I'm sorry. How about, geez, the card? Do you mean how heavy? Yeah, one for the envelope, exactly. You probably could colour them with blends. I don't mind the colour. They're like a pale mushroomy pink, but you probably could colour them any colour you wanted. And blends will colour anything, so that would be a good idea. You wouldn't waste them on the envelopes. Fair enough. I have to say, I do like an envelope that has a wax seal on it. That's always fun. How big is the card? This is the standard size for US letter. Okay. Now, don't ever be worried about that because it fits in a standard envelope, the C6 envelope that we all use. All right. So even though the letter cardstock is a different size, basically the US letter cardstock means that your cards will be fatter and shorter. Doesn't sound very flattering, does it? The shorter and fatter cards. Whereas ours, A4, is taller. Can you see how much taller? About half an inch taller, thereabouts, and thinner, about half a centimeter. I'll pick, not even. So you can see how much thinner. Not a lot thinner, but they are a little bit, and they are definitely taller. So there we go. But I love how they turned out. And yes, you could certainly, if you don't want to put these on the envelopes, you could certainly save them and pop them on more cards. Okay, and yes, you could color them with blends if you wanted to. No, not note card size, standard card size. Okay, so this is the US letter. This one that I've made before was metric. So there you go. We have two beautiful cards, as we always do. I don't know how, sometimes I don't know how we do it because I never know what's going to happen until I sit down to create. But I only remember that I was going to show you a kit tonight. And then by then we were already talking about Brush with Beauty. And I'm sorry for those of you who voted for the Brush with Beauty and then I changed my mind. So sorry about that. I'm so glad you enjoy Friday nights, Katrina. That's awesome. Do you know as to why I have some small black marks on my cardstock after using the cut and emboss machine? Usually it's coming off the roller. So the roller might be grubby. Look, I'm not exactly sure, but also I find sometimes you might need to change your cutting plates. That can also help. You don't normally have the problem with new cutting plates, but sometimes if you have marks coming off, it might be a roller issue. So sorry, I don't have a lot of answers for you, but I will do some research because I have that problem from time to time myself. All right. So how do we do? We like the cards? I'm just going to switch back over to me. All right. So thank you all for welcoming me back this week. It was lovely to be here both Tuesday afternoon and tonight as well. Just want to go over what we've got coming up next week. So Monday morning will be my team live for those of you who are part of my team, and that's 10 a.m. on a Monday. Tuesday afternoon, 2 o'clock, we have Technique Tuesday with a new technique for you guys next week. Then Thursday afternoon, I have to craft along at 2 p.m. Friday afternoon, I have the Zoom session where we're making 3 beautiful cards with the Petals of Beauty stamp set and dies, that bundle. And that's at 2 p.m. We'll go for about 2 hours-ish. Usually it takes us about 2 issues to get through the 3 cards. And then on Saturday, I have a kit class here in my home if anyone would like to join me for that. So if you are anywhere near the Central Coast, I'd love to have you, and reach out, send me a message. I will put up right now on the screen. Earlier I put up my blog address. There it is again, lookwhatimade.com.au to be on the newsletter list. Also, if you want to go shopping, you want to buy any products that you've seen tonight, that's where you're going to find them. Then the other thing that I wanted to put up right now is my VIP group on Facebook. So that's a great place to be. And I have got a few things I'm thinking about doing in that group over the next coming weeks. So you definitely want to be part of that group. It is for my Australian audience only, I'm afraid. That is because some of the things I do in there, like giveaways or challenges or other things, are only for Australian residents. And you do need to be in the Australian community to actually be part of that group. So I'm sorry about that, but that is how it is. All right, you guys. Well, thank you very much for spending some time with me tonight. I'm just going back to the comments to make sure I haven't missed anything. Have you sent the email with the cutting instructions for the Zoom yet? I have. Did you not get it, Lorraine? You know what? I'm going to send a reminder to everybody who's registered for the Zoom and send the supply list again. So if I did miss anybody, my humble apologies, and I will make sure that I will get onto that. So Oh, that's okay, Tanya. That's okay. Did you put your name down for it? I can't remember whether you're down or not. You probably are. I've got a list of everybody who's down for the Zoom class. So thank you, guys. All right. Well, thank you for spending time with me. Have a fantastic weekend. And I will see most of you, I hope, again next week. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. Bye-bye.